Hey, welcome to Taylor's Trick Taking Table. I'm Taylor, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video. Usually we cover a game, or two, or three, or four, on the channel in different videos. This one's going to be more about the channel itself. If you read the title, we are halfway through making the channel. What does that mean? I'll get into it a little bit later. But the other thing that's weird is I'm recording during the day where there's birds and cars, so I apologize if you hear any of that or if the background noise is a little bit loud. But before we get to the reason for the video and kind of a fireside chat later, I wanted to celebrate halfway through the channel and 2055 subscribers and 2155 subscribers, which is, it feels like it's coming faster and faster, and it just, it's hard to verbalize how wild that is to me. So I thought it'd be fun to pick some games from the first half of the channel that we covered that got some buzz and give a copy of those each away. So we're going to be giving away a copy of King's Trick Takers, which is one of the nicest productions I've ever seen. We covered it when it was just sent over from Hirokin, and this is the final copy, and it is amazing. I don't know if you can tell how amazing it is. You can see the shine, there's some fuzz. The game is kind of bursting at the seams with some of the nicest bits and components and cards that I've ever seen. And thanks to the wonderful Tanner who designed Inside Job, a copy of Inside Job. Tanner reached out and was like, hey, I have a copy, would you want to give it away on the channel? And I was blown away. It is, I think, one of the biggest hits I've seen lately. This is my copy in German, but the copy that will be sent out will be in English. But yes, so Tanner was so kind to give away a copy of this to celebrate, and I think they had a wonderful question, which I'm going to grab here, that if you want a copy of Inside Job, they were asking, what was the most suspicious move you've seen someone make in a board game? So super fitting to the idea of Inside Job. So put that in the comments below, and I will work with Tanner to send out a copy of that. And then for Kings, I always never have a good question, but I thought of a good one that I've seen on BGG before, kind of an interesting one, where if you could only play games that were designed by people from one country, which country would it be? So, for example, for Kings, it'd be Japan, or for Inside Job, it'd be America. But you know, there's so many other wonderful countries that have just like a wild list of games. So if you search this question, or maybe I'll put it in the description, some people have wonderful answers and why they would pick a certain country. I know there's a lot of Ryder Knizia fans, I think, in the thread I was reading, so a lot of them picked Germany. But so many great answers. I want to hear what you think down below. So if you want a copy of Kings, write down the country that you'd pick that you would only play games from for the rest of your life. I don't think I'm wording that correctly, but I hope it makes sense. So yes, a copy of Kings and a copy of Inside Job to celebrate 2155 and 2055 subscribers. Thank you so much, everyone. Y'all are just the absolute best. And before we go sit down, I do just want to say these videos are an absolute joy to make, and it blows me away. I try not to pay attention to the numbers, but when we keep hitting these like blank 55s, it keeps making me speechless, really. It keeps making me overwhelmed with just how amazing this whole journey is. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Now let's go sit down and chat a little bit. Before we go to the couch, which I actually filmed last night, which I think you'll be able to tell. But I wanted to say, I'm actually going to Gen Con in 2 weeks. So if you see me on the floor or running around, say hi. I'd love to chat or play a game or whatever. Just reach out. I'm not there too long. I think I leave Saturday. But yeah, if anyone's going to Gen Con, it'd be a blast to say hi and maybe take a trick or two. All right, now let's go to the couch. Alrighty, here we are in the nighttime. I'm back in my element. I have a chai in my Taylor's Trick Taking mug by the wonderful John, and features Claude. You can see a little bit here. And I have a chai candle, you know, Fireside Chat. I hope it doesn't burn down behind me. Let me know if anything does catch on fire, because there's a lot of wood and cardboard behind me. Maybe I'll blow this out in a bit, put up a fire graphic here. Anyway, the reason for the video is because, yeah, we're kind of halfway through the channel, and that sounds a little clickbaity because even, you know, in another 2.5 or a little over 2.5 years, I don't think I'll stop fully making videos. Probably just going from making one every week to making one, you know, every 2 weeks or a month, or a little bit more casually. I started the channel back, you know, a little over 2.5 years ago because, I've said this before, I learned best through videos, and I just noticed a lot of these types of games didn't have video coverage on BGG. So I would go to a page, notice it didn't have a video, be like, oh, I have to learn from the rules again. Or even harder, like I have to translate the rules from Japanese for a lot of these, and I wasn't 100% sure if it was right. So I didn't want people in my same position to go through the same thing I was going through. So I started making these videos, and there were so many to make that I was like, how would I just make one a week? And I don't know how long I'll need to do this, or it's, self-imposed, but how long I would feel I need to do this. And I'm just making them once a week, and ever since then I have been roughly making one once a week. And it's been a nice schedule, and it's been really fun. And while I notice I like making these videos, it almost helps me have a goal in a way. And there's a thing on a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of board game YouTube channels, of like top 50, top 10, top 100, or whatever it is. I think people like that type of content, and I love it as well. I just see what people, see how people think about things and how they rank things. I think is so interesting. Like tier lists is often content I really enjoy. And I've been asked before, like, what's my top whatever trick-taking games? And I never know how to answer that question, just because I feel like there's so many to explore still. And so those two kind of things in my mind, what to do with the channel, how long to do this for, and then also that question, kind of met in a way in my mind. And I thought, you know what would be really fun is to do this for 5 years or so, because if you've noticed anything on the channel, I think 5 always crops up everywhere. Pretty much every deck makeup, if you go back and look at any video, has a 5 in it, if it's applicable. And I think 5, even in design, just shows up a lot, and it's my favorite number, and I love to include it places. And so I thought it'd be fun to do the videos weekly for 5 years, 5 months, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 hours, 5 minutes, 5 seconds. And so this video today is exactly halfway through since when I uploaded American Bookshop. So it's a little over 2.5 years. So my plan is, at this halfway, I'm going to take kind of a sabbatical for 5 weeks. And then after that, do the second half of the channel. And again, I keep saying that, it just means the second half of like weekly videos. After that, I'll probably shift to like monthly or every 2 weeks or something, just a little more relaxed. The weekly videos have been a wonderful goal, but I don't know if I could, keep that up my whole life. And I think it's nice to have kind of a little bit more of a sustained pace once I get a little older. I love making videos, so I never would want to stop. But I think the nice thing of stopping the weekly in 5 years is after that, I want to have a top, 100, top 155 or 255 trick-taking video. So I see the channel as both this experiment, both this journey, to where at the end of making these weekly videos after 5.5 years or so, to have like this is what I found. It's almost like a book report of sorts. This is my thesis. So this is my research for my master's degree in trick taking, and then I'll have a kind of a dissertation to present to y'all. So I think that's a fun goal. Halfway through, 5.5 years roughly of trick taking videos every week. We're going to take a little bit of a break and then get back on the grind for another 2.5 years. And at the very end, have kind of a top whatever trick-taking video. And then after that, just have it be a little bit more casual than it is now. And I think that's a fun goal. I kind of like that outlook for the channel. I never intended this to be this big and to go this long, and it's kind of a testament to y'all, just how much, I think, interest and love there is for the genre. And I'm blown away every time I talk to other people in person. There's kind of an enthusiasm, like an inherent enthusiasm, I think, in this community that is just ever surprising. So again, I don't want this to be clickbaity. I think I'll still keep making videos, but in terms of this kind of experiment and this journey, I think this is kind of halfway. I will still, in this sabbatical of mine, will still be releasing videos, actually, kind of weekly, just because I filmed some. Like, there's a kind of a Kickstarter pre-order-ish video I'll have, just because a few different groups of friends kind of reached out and they had projects, so I thought it'd be fun to have a video on that. And then I think I'll release a couple from the vault. So it actually, to you it'll still be weekly videos actually, but to me I think it'll be a nice little sabbatical. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Really, truly, this halfway mark is wild. It's made me very introspective in the best of ways, and I'm so excited to see what the second half of the channel does. And then I think it'll be kind of a fun moment where I hit that end of the 5.5 months and 5 months, 5 weeks, 5 years, 5 minutes mark, and then there'll be like kind of like a little bit of a delay, and then have a huge celebration of it all with the top 155 or 255 or whatever trick-taking games. I think that'll be a really fun moment. So again, not really ending the channel in any true capacity. I'll still be doing monthly videos or whatever after, but just as like an overview of the plan for the channel, I think that's kind of the gist. Do another kind of 2.5 years of research, have a little bit of a dissertation, I'll do my presentation of the facts to y'all, and then after that, be a little bit more casual. But it has been so fun. I genuinely, this has absolutely changed my life, and it's kind of incomprehensible to think of my life without the channel. So thank you, owe it all to everyone here, and cheers. Here's to the second half. Later, y'all. Bye. Good night.